2020 hopeful Elizabeth Warren is taking a big step in an effort to hold Facebook accountable for its role in spreading disinformation about presidential candidates. So her campaign posted a fake advertisement on Facebook claiming that CEO Mark Zuckerberg endorsed Trump's re-election, but she didn't run the ad without a disclaimer. I want to show you the ad. Take a look at the ad there, and I know it's really small, so I'm gonna read it to you. It says, breaking news, Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook just endorsed Donald Trump for re-election. You're probably shocked, and you might be thinking, how could this possibly be true? Well, it's not, sorry. But what Zuckerberg has done is given Donald Trump free rein to lie on his platform and then to pay Facebook gobs of money to push out their lies to American voters. If Trump tries to lie in a TV ad, most networks will refuse to air it. But Facebook just cashes Trump's checks. Facebook already helped elect Donald Trump once. Now they are deliberately allowing a candidate to intentionally lie to the American people, and it's time to hold Mark Zuckerberg accountable. Add your name if you agree. That was kind of the end of it. So Facebook fired back and they posted, the FCC doesn't want broadcast companies censoring candidates' speech. We agree it's better to let voters, not companies, decide, which then Warren hit back with, you're making my point here. It's up to you whether you take money to promote lies. And also some of this kind of got confusing here. So almost 100 years ago, Congress mandated radio and of course then later television stations. They cannot pick and choose which political candidates' ads they can run. But I think they don't have to run ads from non-political candidates. So like if it's from an organization or a group, they don't have to run those ads.
And the rules are much different with cable networks versus
there really
public
aren't
networks.
Any.
Right.
They're not under the same federal mandate. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And then, then the internet is definitely not, but should it be? I don't know, that's my question to you all.
I like Elizabeth Warren very much. She is one of two candidates in this Democratic primary who is despised by the mega wealthy, and she is therefore someone who I'm intensely interested in. With that said, I think this is a horrible move. First of all, I don't think it has any real logical construct that is governing it, in the sense that I don't know exactly what she wants from Facebook. I don't know if she wants Facebook to be its own watchdog agency, if she wants Facebook to start a watchdog agency or to fund one that would be a third party agency. That's probably the direction I would head. She's using it as an analog with cable news, which, first of all, it's not for a variety of reasons, but also I don't think that's a great example either. And cable news, as we've seen, like cable news allows people to lie. They'll take ads from people who lie, which is why Donald Trump is able to put fake news ads, or groups that support Donald Trump are able to put fake news ads on Fox News. So I think she's done something really muddled here, and I think the reason why I'm bothered by it or irked by it is the week before, she was having a really interesting debate about Zuckerberg and about the idea of breaking down monopolies. And now all of a sudden, she's gotten to this muddled place where I don't quite know what her thought process on this whole notion is, and I don't think it serves her really.
So I'm curious about that though, because kind of the gist of like your conversation with the rich baseball player was almost to whom much is given, much is required. So if one single baseball player, because they make a lot of money, has a responsibility to do what's right.
Sure.
How come $1 billion company that arguably has the most influence that I have ever seen of any entity in my entire lifetime, more money than any one person could ever think up in their dorm room and steal and then recreate and make big.
Right.
But why wouldn't they have even a similar responsibility to do what's right that the one single baseball player does, who just wants to spend time with his baby's birth?
Yeah, I do know, but I love that. And I do believe that Facebook has a massive responsibility.
This not dropping it?
Right, but all I'm saying is that I don't think Elizabeth Warren has a clear bead, right? In what I've seen, and I've read a bunch of different articles on this, and I've seen everything that she's put out about it. I don't think she has a clear bead on what she wants that responsibility to be. And the reason why it matters, the reason why I'm interested in it, is because Mark Zuckerberg, we can essentially assume, and I think we know, right, has some degree of liberal leaning.
Oh, I have no idea about that. I think that maybe we've been
At the same time, we know that he's biased against Elizabeth Warren because she would break up monopolies. We know that
we heard the audio.
Yeah, right. He recognizes her as an enemy to big business or to mass corporatism throughout America. So, but what happens when the next social network literally has like the Fox News team behind it? Okay,
Yes.
but
That's literally exactly what will happen.
I just don't know that we want to leave this responsibility in Zuckerberg's hand at all. I think we need.
Why would it be in the baseball? Like her objective here is very clear. The president is recently running ads lying about Joe and Hunter Biden. Very clear.
Right.
Everybody says, whoa, what's the deal here? And Facebook says, well, we know it's a lie. You know it's a lie, but our policy is to stand back and not correct lies. She's saying that's stupid. Stop doing that. You're hurting people.
Right.
Her objective here, it seems fairly clear.
And I think that where this plugs into a larger context is Facebook's overall role in shaping democracies around the world. Facebook in their business pitches likes to argue that we're bigger than a lot of the world's religions.
Sure.
And like you said, they don't want the responsibility that comes with that. Never mind that in Bangladesh and countries in South Asia, Facebook and Facebook's properties like WhatsApp and Instagram have been used to peddle misinformation that has gotten people killed and murdered, like killed and murdered, but like horrible things have happened to them as a result of misinformation campaigns spread on Mark Zuckerberg's platforms. So I do think that Warren maybe could be a little bit clearer here. I don't think that argument about what's happening in other countries is going to be very plausible or like good for a lot of Americans. But what is going to work is to say, hey, Facebook clearly does not handle or want the responsibility that they have right now. Maybe it should be someone else like the government, which is kind of Elizabeth Warren's whole wheelhouse of like the financial industry, the tech industry. They have too much power over our economy and they are not able to properly reconcile with that power. So when we have these cases where there's some big company that has a lot of our like power in the society, but they can't control themselves, the government steps in to some extent. And so that plugs into Warren's larger political ethos.
But I think before we even get to that point, just seeing how their influence and their lack of oversight, what happened with that through the last election cycle, the last presidential election, and how they spent a long time with those cutesy little ads like apologizing, trust us, we still love you, but also try Portal. Put a camera into your living room. No,
but
we care about your privacy. Speak slowly and clearly into the microphone, please.
But so they had been doing little small things like changing up the news feed, putting those stamps on misinformation. So it seems like all she's asking is use those same resources when the few presidential candidates that are left lie. Just don't let them lie. That just seems like before we even get to like how the government can step in, that's a really simple thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I would, if Mark Zuckerberg and I were talking, as we do on Wednesday nights.
Would not be what we're talking about.
If he and I were chatting, I would say I don't think that it's going to work for you to be this open, for them to essentially say we're just the platform, right? Like that has failed. We know that has failed.
Right.
All I'm saying is that her encouraging him to self-moderate or self-watchdog, I don't think is going to work either. Because when we have people at the top who have biases, those biases are going to trickle down. If anyone watches Succession, like that's what we see. Or if anyone follows Fox News, that's what we see. So all I'm saying is I do think Facebook needs watchdogging. I just think it's going to have to be an independent third-party group that is funded, from Facebook, from taxation, from all these different things. Also, I don't love the little fake ad that she did because that's parody. It wasn't actually a lie.
I love the ad, honestly.
It's like messy. It's just messy. I know, but it makes it too easy for people to go like, oh, this is kind of nonsense.
You think it's hurting herself?
Yeah, all I'm worried about is her as someone who is attacking big business. And I'm saying like she just dulled the whole spear of her message.
I don't believe a Facebook ad a year before the election is out is going to cost her a single vote. But I think these are all just like media moments that we can kind of talk about in this horse race.
All right.
When somebody does something like cool, and I think like we tend to like identify like smart, innovative people with like liberalism. At what point, what can they, before they say anything to us personally about, hey, this is who I vote for, this is what I believe. At what point does like signing on with like 50 million like conservative like viewpoints, at what point do we stop at like like thinking that no, at the base of it they have our, because he's not what there's been a lot of like,
that's a great point.
It's a really long list, and so I did it. I call it like the Lena Dunham. Like I had this idea for a long time. Let me explain.
I can't know where you're going with this.
So much that like no, she means well. No, there's no black people and girls. No, okay, when there was this, no, there's okay, no, she said this. Okay, no, she did this, and then it finally like hit me like, wait, at what point? Maybe I don't know this person.
Right.
Maybe she's not what I think. And so we keep apologizing. No, we think he's this. We have decided that and put that tag on him. And then he's doing all of this.
Right.
And we keep chopping it up to, it was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Well, that's my point. That's why I don't trust him to self-moderate.
Yeah.
I don't trust any billionaire to be their own watchdog.
Yeah.
Every billionaire in America, I do not trust you to be your own watchdog. So that's all I was saying, really.
I just feel like we don't have to trust him to be, wish for him to
That's what she's
stop
encouraging him to do, right? Is
at
like
least on this, just
self-moderate.
Like this is at least the blatant stuff. Like
the point you have where people are.
We have this idea that this is not purposeful, and I don't think we've been given the facts to make that decision.
Yeah, we accept.
I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt that it's not purposeful.
Yeah.
He wants more money.
Yeah. Do you don't think that it's possible that his beliefs like lean there?
I mean,
I think they surely do when it comes to certain economic policy issues. Absolutely, and they certainly do when it comes to deregulation. The last thing he wants is to be regulated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I mean, if Mark Zuckerberg like was sitting in bed and had his most honest moment of the day and looked up at the ceiling, I think he would certainly say that like a Trump presidency is better for his social network.
Oh my God, I am so black. I could never imagine like looking up at the ceiling and for any reason being like, you know what? The Trump presidency is better.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
What is that life?
There are.
I wasn't saying me. I was saying Zuckerberg.
There are rich former.
I'm thinking about him.
They're former owners of BET who apparently have that same thought. That Donald Trump was good for them.
Yeah.
So like it's not totally out of the realm of our imagination.
People with a lot of money like getting more money.
Yeah.
We've accepted this sort of like world where the right wingers that Zuckerberg loves to. The right wingers that Zuckerberg loves to keep himself around have said that Zuckerberg is a leftist. And so now he's trying to overcompensate and say, no, I'm not a leftist. I like hearing from both sides. He had that snide remark, I don't know if you got to that.
Which is what you don't do when the other side is blatantly racist. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to take this L. Yes, right, I'm a leftist.
Right, both sides.
Because the alternative is that stuff, and I can't do it.
Right.
It shows where I think where you're alluding to, Brooke, it shows where his politics truly lie, and it's with his pocketbook, and it's also with the pocketbook that he shares with white nationalists.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.